What are you listening to? This looks white. Just some old music from Earth. You probably wouldn't like it. Try me. Sit down beside Dis and extend your hand to link your holopalms. Dis stares at you for a few seconds before pressing his palm to yours. The music floods your brain through your ear speak. Dis takes his hand back and weaves his fingers together timidly. I listen to a lot of Earth music, he says. Do you like it? He asked. I love this band. Are you listening to this? I don't know these people called Josie and the Pussycats. Who is that? No, it just doesn't sound, look like he goes in for pop stuff. Bring that back up. Alright, thank you for joining me for Nathan Plays Badly, Nathan Streams Badly. I was a teenage Exocolonist. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but if you hear some rumbling in the background or you see me playing with a remote control, I've got a bit of a backache, so I've got a heating pad on it, but it turns off automatically every so often, so I might see me fiddling with it from time to time. And it also vibrates, so you might hear it. We are at Late Wet. I don't think we have given Tangent a present for her birthday, apparently. Tang is deep in conversation with someone from the Heliopause. Making notes on her holopad. The soldier leaves and Tang turns to you and acknowledges you with a small smile. Perhaps I was quick to judge the soldiers, she says. In the past, great scientific advances have been made in service to the military. Ultrasounds, the microwave oven, blood transfusions. Even the internet, which was the precursor to the holopalm connectivity. She taps her fingers against her chin. There may be a way to work in tandem for the good of humanity. Okay, well, let's go see if we gave Dis a present. No, we haven't. Dis jumps out of the bed of the next expedition's transport, slapping it fondly on the roof before turning to you. He looks uncommonly comfortable in his skin. Hey, Badly, he says. It was a good day out there. He doesn't elaborate. Does this interest you? Well, we know he likes medicinal roots. Plucks at the root for a bit, then his shoulders slump. Did you give this to me because it's my birthday? He asked. I actually hate it when people make a big deal about my birthday. It's look, maybe you should just go do something nice for Tang. She actually likes the attention. You say you don't like it, but I got 4 friendship from you for it, so I'm gonna say you still appreciate it. Oh, and now we got something for him to say. You catch Dis on a ridge overlooking the wilderness, bobbing his head along to something playing through his ear speak. He doesn't notice you walk up. He jumps when you tap him on the shoulder and scrambles to turn off his holopalm. Don't sneak up on me like that, he grumbles, and flops backwards on the grass to look up at you. Man, I was just getting to the good part of the song. What are you listening to? This looks white. Just some old music from Earth. You probably wouldn't like it. Try me. Sit down beside Dis and extend your hand to link your holopalms. Dis stares at you for a few seconds before pressing his palm to yours. The music floods your brain through your ear speak. Dis takes his hand back and weaves his fingers together timidly. I listen to a lot of earth music, he says. Do you like it? He asked. I love this band. Are you listening to this? I don't know these people called Josie and the Pussycats. Who is that? No, it just doesn't sound look like he goes in for pop stuff. I love this band. Just cracks a small smile, relieved. Good, he says. It's my favorite right now. I always listen to the same album on repeat. It's comfort music. I really like her voice. So many comments that could be made. He stares into his lap. Sometimes I feel like the lyrics are about me, he admits. They're just so deep, like my soul really gets this kind of music. But don't tell anyone, okay? It makes me feel better thinking that someone knows my pain, even if it's just a dead earth woman. It sounds deep, man. She probably wrote it for the money. Both? Sounds deep, man. Just nods and closes his eyes. Yeah, he replies. I have a lot of time to think. Not like everyone else here. You lie back in the grass and listen to Dis's music for a while. Just enjoy the time with Dis. I didn't even see what I needed to choose to let me show you some music, but that's okay. You and Dis lie in the grass and listen to music, trading different songs back and forth until dark and the bell rings to close the gate for the night. Okay. Explore nearby, survey the plains, forage in the valley. We haven't done either of these recently. Survey the ridge. 11 events remain, and a new boss event has spawned. Perception, engineering, friendship with this. I don't. I think the important boss event on the ridge we've already done, which was we went underneath the pyramid, saw the entire multiverse, and realized that we need to go exploring Deering Glow. Which I'm sure everybody will be absolutely happy with. So I'm not sure that's necessary. I have 58 kudos. Let's go see if there's anything in the spa that I need to get rid of. Not a scary face is 0, but the value is wild. So it's not completely useless. -1 stress on con temperament. I might want to get rid of that one. I don't want to get rid of that one. 0 plus 2 to all the cards. Zero, but the value is wild. I don't want to get rid of any gems currently. Especially don't want to get rid of any wild cards and gems. I think I'm willing to get rid of content. Oh, wait, was I actually saving up kudos for new cards in the supply depot? I was. We've got 3 here. You know what I want to do? I think I want to do research in the xenobiology lab or xenobotany lab. If give me biology, it's going to give me organizing and French cow. If I wanted to push for more perks, I probably should do toughness and empathy. I can do those, but I think there might be some good stuff that comes from researching in the botany lab. So your dad introduces you to the little lab they have set up in one of the greenhouses. It's incredible, he says, gesturing all around him. We're surrounded by alien flora, and we know practically nothing about it. What's edible? What's medicine? What can we make fibers with, or build with, or use in ways we haven't thought of yet? He beams at you. You and me, we're gonna find out, my little potato. Your dad directs you to a research bench, and here's where you'll be working. The bench is buried under the samples and beakers and weird-looking alien sprouts. More than just a simple table, the analysis bench is covered with buttons and little holes you could put things into. Don't touch anything. Carefully find the on switch. Stick something in a hole. Press buttons at random. Carefully find the on switch. There is no on switch. Yep, you looked everywhere. Stick something in a hole. You put one of the seedlings into a small slot in the table. A little door slides shut, then reopens. A loud burp noise startles you. Oh no, you broke it. Your dad laughs. Nah, just kidding. You're fine. Good instincts, kiddo. Press buttons at random. You smash all the table's buttons until yo 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 kiddo. It's congruent. Oh, yo 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 kiddo. It's congruence. The friendly ship's computer beams at you from her own hollow screen set into the bench. Of course she's here. She's the guardian of all knowledge in the colony, after all. You wonder who she got yo 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 from. Your dad laughs. Don't tell anyone, but congruence is the real brains of the operation, he confesses. Though it's not like it's a secret. She'll make sure you don't do anything super dangerous, which means you and I get to focus on experimentation. If you follow the rules and stick with what you already know, you won't learn anything new. So don't be afraid to try stuff. Get to work. You bring your mushwood samples to the lab. You're good at studying these. And revolutionize the use of mushwood lumber. Maybe. Study this mushwood. You examine the mushwood under a microscope, take notes on its cellular structure. Part of the reason it needs to be harvested in wet is because the cells get so saturated that they lose structural integrity and turn to, well, mush during glow. Studying the exact processes by which the cells take in water leads to a breakthrough. This is +1 biology. It might be possible to hack the process and stop the mushroom trees from taking on too much water during wet. If they don't take on as much water, they won't take as long to dry. You should be able to develop a spray that the loggers can apply to the fruiting body of the mushwood, part that sticks out above ground, to close its pores. Reducing negative pressure on the body should stop it from pulling too much water from the mycelial network underground. This is great. Lug can be much more efficient now. +1 colony defense, +5 kudos. Get to work. Okay. +1 dimensional blue cards. Random card locked in one slot. Need 30. Don't want that one there. Want it there. Let's put this wild card in there. That'll be good. Five. That 4 is locked in a very bad slot. If it was one more over, I could put a 3, and that could be a straight. I'm geared for straights, right? +1 cards with gems. Oh. +2 last 2 cards. +3 bonus to straights. Yeah, so I'm pretty well geared for straights. But either one of these. Okay, that hits exactly. That's good. Okay, glow. To effectively do what I need to do in that lab, I'm probably going to have to hit it pretty hard after this glow. Okay. Expeditions. Glow is no time to be exploring. It's far too dangerous. The gates are closed, and survey expeditions halts until the light returns in a few weeks. Good thing you happen to know another way out. Bravery 30 greater. Good thing I got a bunch of bravery. Actually, I only have about 41. Okay, sneak out and explore glow. Right there. No one is allowed outside the colony during glow, so if you stay out of the lookout sites, there will be nobody to catch you. It also means that you're alone out here. If you get into trouble, it's going to be big trouble. You hope you know what you're doing. The familiar is unfamiliar during glow. The sky is dark except for the eerie light of the wormhole. It seems so much closer than it usually is, and the gloom makes the shadows deeper and more mysterious. So hauntingly quiet that you can even hear the movement of animals, the beats of soft wings, a whiff of something large in the distance. Wow, what was that? It's just a dwarf moth taking flight. What's through stress? Its usual dull plumage is iridescent rainbow, glowing warmly in the dark aglow. It slowly glides through the mushroom trees. You've been taught to be terrified of glow season since you landed here. That there are monsters out here, circling the colony and attacking anything they saw. But it's so much more serene than you were expecting. Maybe they were wrong, or lying to you? Well, but the colony does get attacked. That's not a lie or or a delusion or whatever. It's something that actually happens. Okay. I kind of expected Sim to be out here. You climb up to the plateau ringed with gnarlwood trees. The view is fantastic. You can see the entire valley on this side of the colony from here. You have a curious sense of remembering this place. Not from your dreams, but no, from a vision you had, deep under a strange pyramid. Something important will happen here, but not yet. Take some photographs, take some samples. Take some samples. It's 5 kudos, plus 1 biology. Your quest for knowledge continues. So you take some samples and analyze them with your holopomp. There are wacky things here. There's glowing mushrooms you've never seen before, and a strange amount of deadfall, as if there had been some kind of localized tornado. You log fake location data so that it looks like you found these things inside the colony. Utopia won't be upset if she knew where. Would be upset if she knew where and when you actually got these. Keep exploring. No, this is back towards the colony. The area is dotted with huge circles of glowing mushrooms, each one nearly a meter in diameter. The bare grass in the center of the circle looks remarkably lush. Take a closer look. That was weird. 3 plus 6 if card is a brain card, a blue card. Take a closer look. Crouch down and analyze the mushroom. It's a species you don't recognize, but your holopoem reports that they live most of the year underground and only pop up during glow season. This close, you notice that the entire area inside the circle is sunken, and the grass has been flattened, almost like a footprint. But what would be big enough to make this? You decide not to wait around and find out. Okay. See what's up with this manticore. You come across a sawmill that's been shut down for the season. There's movement inside, and something in there is yelping and moaning in pain. You approach it carefully and find that it's some sort of dog-like creature that's gotten trapped in the machinery. It growls at you and blinks its eyes. Then its other eyes. Then its other eyes. Boy, it has a lot of eyes. The loggers won't be back for weeks, so the creatures will surely die slowly and painfully. It looks worn out already, but still dangerous. Release it. Animal's sturdy. Put it out of its misery. Leave it. Watch it. Let's release it. +1 empathy. You try to come near, but it bites at you ferociously, nearly taking your hand off. You don't see a way you can safely free it. Watch it. 1 animals. You sit to watch it, hoping to learn more from it, or at least a way to free it without endangering yourself. The creature's obviously been struggling for a long time. Once it realizes you're not there to eat it, it slumps down to nap. You feel an irresistible urge to do the same and fall into something of a trance. Then something bizarre happens. A massive shadow drifts into the lumberyard, coming between you and the creature. You have the sense of an immense presence, something massive but graceful. You're not quite sure if you're dreaming, but you feel rooted to the spot and unnaturally calm. It's as if you've been drugged. The shadow stays a while, observing you curiously, then it drifts away again. You blink coming out of your trance. What just happened? Did you fall asleep? You look back over. to the machinery and realize the trapped beast is gone. You aren't sure if you should feel relieved or terrified. Was it freed or eaten? But you decide to get the heck out of the heck away from this place now and ask these questions later. Okay, I can probably do one more event and then I'll have to go home. You come across a strange glowing river in the sky, floating just over the mushroom-capped treetops. It reminds you of old Earth vids about the Milky Way or the Northern Lights. It undulates away to the left and right, a river of luminous mist. Beneath it, a curtain of tiny glowing particles slowly rains down onto the forest below. Cross through it, follow it, avoid it, and go back. Let's follow it. It seems to be denser to the left and flowing slowly to the right, so you decide to head left towards what must be the source. You stray from the path. The ground is hard to traverse in the dim photofluorescence. The river gets denser and starts to shimmer a little, like the spore cloud you see sometimes in pollen. You're careful not to get too close to the particles raining down from it. The mist seems to be coming from something near the ground, somewhere up ahead. It's something big. Something big and moving. The strange river of lights is flowing from something on the next plateau. It's headed east and trailing this glowing dust. Some kind of spore, maybe, behind it. You could go down to the ravine here and try to keep following it, or safely cross under the Erie stream and continue where you were headed before. Keep going. 8 stress, 1 toughness. After a harrowing trip through the muddy ravine, you make it up to the next plateau, only to find the Sky River has dissipated. You can't find any sign of what made it. Oh well. Too worn out and tired to continue, you have to go home now. Okay, go home. You spent the month exploring, +2 bravery, +1 perception. Which, I don't need any more perception, I'm full on perception, but hey, 2 bravery. You're lying in bed staring at the wormhole through your window when you hear a deep thrum resonate through the ground. Then a second one quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust to sift through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here. And leading the charge are 2 massive faceless. Join the fray. Gained heroic. Also stressed out. You grab a plasma rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers taking up arms and waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against the 2 building-scale faceless. as well as a teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethe towards you. Hold steady, orders Security Chief Rhett. Keep the line. No! Governor Loom yells, running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. Bring them closer! Draw them in! Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back, but just barely. You can tell. Are you serious? He retorts. We can't let them any further into the colony. We're gonna fight them on our territory, Lum cries, raising his plasma rifle over his head with one hand. We have the wheels. Oh, we have the walls. Let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett sputters from the sideline. Lum smiles manically. You can see the gleam in his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead! With that, he turns and begins to run towards the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xenos and plasma rifle fire. The two faceless lumbering slowly behind. Try and stay out of the way. Hard perception challenge. Hey, now. Oh, let's see here. Three, 4. That becomes a 4. Why? Red cards. And it's got a gem, so Tammy's homemade gift. Well, then let's try something different. 5, 6, 6, or 8. Next round. Uh, 3, 4, 5. And that 4 will become a 7, so where's my plan on that, but that's okay. We're gonna still have a huge hurdle to overcome. You know what? No, that's not gonna work either. Because that's gonna become a 7. So I'm not gonna get the straight. Although I think that turned out better. 26, wasn't it? Like 22. Now that's 33. $34. 4, 4, 9, 7. Well, that gets it, so. Oh, I guess play a -1 kudos card. +2 perception, which I don't need. You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you manage to hold your own against the Xenos. Even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close, you don't injure any humans with your plasma rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke waving over the battlefield, Loom comes running. Here they come! Here they come! He shouts joyfully and plows through the gate with the two faceless galloping behind him. It's without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. Catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the Faceless into the open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a Faceless inside these walls. From the look on the faces of the other Stratos, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two Faceless, and an inferno that blasts sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you, with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest the blast all recoil in surprise. Clearly no one but Loom knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You didn't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Loom stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured Faceless as they roast to death. You raise your holopalm to capture the image, his shell house dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire. In the middle of the square, on the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of two Faceless. Utopia walks up with a reclamation team hauling an industrial plas cutter on a hover lift. Did he use the mining explosives? Utopia says no. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain. Or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Wish he would have saved them from mining. That must have been the last of them. We sure can't make more. Then she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down the blasted crater to carve up the Faceless for recycling. Fortunately, -2 colony defense. Fortunately, the colony was well defended. You and the other colonists have been fortifying the defenses, putting security above all else. Tonight's defense was still a resounding if messy success. But if Utopia's right, you don't have any more of those explosives now. You can't just nanoprint unstable molecules like that. What are you going to do during the next attack? Okay. We are 17. We have reached our final form. Start age 17. Well, first off, let me show you what everybody looks like now. Cal is holding an ice pack to his face. Hey, Badly, he greets you, giving you a half-hearted wave. Don't worry, he says, indicating the swelling scrape across his cheek. Kind of weird how me and Rex get so clumsy around the Helio kids, huh? He gives you a significant look. Well, I can do a fun fact. You want to hear a fun fact? You tell him about the time Tang brought a stink bug for show and tell in biology. And it got scared and made the worst, most smelliest, grossest stink you ever smelled. And everyone thought Tang had farted. Embarrassing lesson. 4. Keep between rounds. Then Professor Hall had to clear out the whole room, and it took weeks to get the smell out of the bean bags, and it was gross. It was so gross, but also kind of neat. How such a tiny bug can make a whole room of kids run away. +2 friendship with Cal, and +1 biology. Cal laughs. I remember that badly, except the way I remember it wasn't Tang, it was you. And now we got a thing we can talk with him. Cal waves at you as you enter the garden, leaning on his shovel. Hey, Badly, he calls, but his eyes look past you, down the path to where Eminette is beating the absolute tar out of a training dummy. Her fierce battle cries echo across the colony, making Cal wince. Excuse me. She's been going totally hard lately, huh? He says. He scratches his face, smearing dirt across his cheek. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to spar with her. She said it would be good for self-defense. Cal smiles sadly at the memory. I told her I didn't want to fight. Not her, not a training dummy, not anything on this planet, for real. I've never seen her get so mad at me. She called me a baby, told me I'm just going to end up forcing everyone to protect me because I'm weak or helpless or whatever. He smiles. Oh, he seems upset and stabs the ground a few times with his shovel. I don't just think it's right. I don't think it's right. I just don't think that it's right to fight anyone, especially the Xenos. They were here first, he says. What do you think, Natalie? Fighting is how we survive. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Violence is never the answer. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Jeez, you sound like an adult. Cal grumps. They always tell us to see both sides of an argument, but I tried, and I just think if you have to hurt someone to get what you need, you don't deserve to have it. You're not looking at the whole picture here. if somebody picks a fight with you, you gotta defend yourself, especially if they're trying to kill you. And that's what's going on here. We might want to peacefully coexist with the Xenos, but during Glow, there are some of them that don't want that. But what if your life depends on it? Well, what if your loved ones are in danger? What if you're really hungry? What if they attack you first? Yeah, I can see your point. You're being naive, Cal. In the end, he's being naive. What if your life depends on it? How is that fair? Their life depends on it too, Cal retorts. You can't just decide that you get to live and they don't. Well, as I like living, I'm going to say, yeah, I actually do. What if your loved ones are in danger? I mean, that's totally scary, but you kind of shouldn't be putting your loved ones in situations where they can be in danger in the first place. What if they attack you first? Cal throws his arms up in disgust. If something attacks you first, you probably did something wrong. Maybe you shouldn't keep going places where things want to attack you. That's the other thing. They want to attack us for being right here, and we don't have a way to leave right here. So you're being naive, Cal. You tell him sometimes you just have to fight. Nope, Cal says. Nope, nope, nope. Nobody's life is worth more than anyone else's life. Doesn't matter if they're human, Xeno, or anything else out there. We all need to live in peace. That's where you're being naive, Cal. While I doubt Lum and the Helios, at least most of them, want to live in peace, the Stratos did want to live in peace, and the Xenos didn't accept that. Cal slumps. Sometimes I think about the Xenos I had to kill. The Xeno I had to kill. The first time they attacked. Like, obviously, I'm glad I'm alive. Duh. But now, it's dead. His eyes go back to Eminette. She stops sparring with the training dummy and is looking up at the gardens as she has a drink. Neither she nor Cal wave at the other. It was an accident. I didn't mean to kill it, Cal continues quietly. Just happened. I wish I could tell it I'm sorry. Learned Cal more. Cal's strength 7. Or Cal's strength 2. Cal has such strong convictions, it's one of the things you like best about him, even if you don't always agree with them. You spend a few hours following Cal through the garden. The adults have given him a portion of land to plan out for the next planting season. It's a big responsibility, but instead of feeling proud, you can tell Cal is a little distracted by your conversation. Keeps looking over in Aminette's direction, but she seems determined to ignore him. When you finally head out, you're just as dirty as he is. The dirt sticks under your nails, no matter how many times you wash your hands. So that's Cal. Mars? Why should I care for nature, Mars says, flipping her hair over her shoulders. The only thing nature has ever done is killed my people. I refuse to be held hostage by a planet that doesn't want us here. She smiles through her overall expression as dangerous. If nature wants to kill us, well, it's only fair we try to kill it right back. There's no more time left for screwing around, Vince says, resting his hand on his sidearm. You're either out there with us hunting dangerous animals or you're here at home protecting the walls. You're doing some sort of skilled civilian work to support the war effort. Or you're squirting out the next generation of warriors. If you're doing anything else, you're wasting resources. Okay. That's Vince. This is Aminette now. Aminette is doing squats in the training yard 31. Oh, hey, Badly. She jumps up and stretches her legs. Feel like challenging the squat queen? Toughness 80 or greater. Okay. Tang or Aminette's probably the biggest change. Tang's got her hair back, at least some of it. Tang is pouring something from a carafe that could only be strong black coffee from the bitter scent. It was bracing at first, Tang concedes, but I have now endured it long enough that it has begun to feel pleasant, almost calming. She regards the carafe with something like fondness. As I require little sleep, I doubt I will become dependent on it. Addiction runs in my family, you know. This, though, is an indulgence I can allow myself. Tammy stands on the stoop of the lounge, wrapped in a heavy shawl and looking off into the distance. Do you ever feel like you're just waiting, she says. I feel like I'm waiting, but I don't know what for. Empathy 80 or greater to do a friend like kindness, which I don't have. So, Rex, over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing than you remember before, from when you were growing up on the climate-controlled stratosphere. Definitely a lot less than in the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex, though, Rex has recently acclimated to Fortuna's hot, sultry weather. Has really acclimated. Dude, put a shirt on. Take your own shirt off in solidarity. Dude, put a shirt on. Are you kidding me? He asked, throwing his arms wide. First, it's hot as balls out here. I work outdoors, and woo-wee! No joke. I'll take off more if I could. Cranes his head up to the sky. Second, I like the feeling of the sun on my skin. After 15 years in a sunless tube, hurling through space, I want to soak in as much as I can. It makes me feel great. Rex laughs and knocks himself into your shoulder. I think our bodies are meant to live this way. Don't even get me started about plants, bud. Okay, Nami. Everyone's so serious all the time, Nami says, touching her chin with the tip of her fingers. I'm trying my best to help, even if I'm not good at soldier stuff. I can at least make things that make people. I can at least make things that make people smile. That's important too, right? Isn't it? Right? You're right, Nami. Nami, don't listen to Vince. He's just a stick in the mud and won't be happy till he's killed everything on the planet. Dis is sitting on the roof of one of the expedition transports, fiddling with something in his hands. As you approach, you can see the glint of a pocket knife in his hands. He looks up from his carving. "Oh, hey, Badly," he says, looking a little bashful. Needed a new toggle for my backpack. I mean, we won't be able to rely on nanoprinting forever. Okay. I need a rest. I could apply for guard duty. Do that now. I can do that next month if I want to. You report to Security Chief Red about guard duty with the Defense Squad. "Oh, you're back," Red says. Walks over to face you. "Not many original colonists want to step up for defense duty. Not like those Helio soldiers," he says. I've been trying. The rest of the council might not agree it's necessary to recruit children, but they haven't seen the things I have. So, did you find your courage?" Step forward. Brett smiles. It's not a happy smile. "But do you have what it takes to survive?" "Yes, I do. I'm ready to serve." Brett nods. "Okay, you're in. See you at dawn, recruit." Okay, rest on the walls. You relax on the walls again this month. Compared to the hustle and bustle of the colony down below, it's pretty boring up here. You read a bunch of hollow novels and brag on social media about it. Do you want to forget escaping the Shimmer Glade, getting your butt kicked? I am very tempted to get rid of this. I know it's got a gem, and it's a wild card, but it's a 0. Although, I think I have at least 2 things that raise cards to 1. Yeah. This one +1 to blue. +1 to physical. So either of those would raise, well, both of those, either of those raise this to 1. I'm sure there's probably somewhere in here a perk that does that for yellow too. The thing is, this one or this one is only in those challenges. So if I come up with a yellow challenge, that's still going to be a 0. But and one of my gear right now +1 to all gems. So I get a blue or red challenge, which is what most of my challenges are in, and it has a gem, so that makes it a 2, right? I think right now I want to keep both. I definitely don't want to get rid of a 5. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope. Not for just this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertuna for years to come. You and your friends are a symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your place as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor. The Vertunan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. I guess I could go. Party, party, party all night long. Nope, dancing is for dweebs. I guess I could go. +5 loyalty. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourself. And yourself specifically. It is your birthday after all. The lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of nano printer creds. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone is dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize some of them. Well, specifically, it's not in here. I suspect that the graphic for the for the page on Steam for this, it's kind of it looks like neon lights. Everybody is an adult, decked out for a party. Probably comes from this scene. You look like any adult. Yeah, you hardly recognize some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her hollow mags. Every inch of her primped, painted, and perfumed. Badly, happy birthday! I'm glad you could make it, she says over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song request to congruence and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like her, duh. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves two glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another, he winks at you. Don't let them fool you, Tang mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they are drunk, even if they're completely sober. Direct, she adds, I mean, of course, that I'm not going to be suffering any bad behavior. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition to his glass. Who says it's going to be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. Music changes to something with a fast pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Oh, it's time to dance. Let's dance. You, Rex, and Mars take to the dance floor. After a while, Eminette follows, pulling Vance behind her. You all dance until it feels like your heart is going to burst. From excitement, from exertion, and from the sheer joy of throwing yourself around the room with your friends. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Nami, who's playing DJ with Congruence, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily, or whatever different distance you both feel comfortable with. Really? Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teen politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Uh, Talk the cow, go find Tammy. Is this even here? Let's just hang out and watch. Must one dance at a dance? Is it not enough to just simply vibe with your friends? Tangent gives you a nod of recognition as you both hold down the refreshment table. At least two of us aren't interested in making fools of ourselves. She mutters darkly, indicating Aminette and Vince, all but clinging into each other's clothes on the dance floor. Okay, so I do have a game of this of my own going. I got a little different reaction. First of all, Tammy's dead, so that wasn't an option. Um, and so I had an option for Tang. Um, I think it's like go find Tang. So Tang's had a little different line there of, well, at least you're not expecting me to be something like that embarrassing, or indicating that you and her are something, not necessarily a couple, but something, and she's happy you weren't encouraging her to dance. After the slow song, Nami spins Congruent's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Loom's here speak hijacking the feed. He strides onto the stage, flanked by Security Chief Red. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison, having some buzzkill adults stop the music. But Lum raises his hand and smiles indulgently. Look at you all, he says. Young pioneers. I look at you and I see the future. Not just this colony, but of all humanity. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett here, good man. A real good man, really, the best of the colony, shared this poem from a great earth poet. One continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight, on the eve of something really big, he clears his throat and reads from his holopop. We cannot tarry here. We must bear the burden of danger. We, the youthful sinew race, at the rest of us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep. Conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go. The unknown ways, pioneers, oh pioneers. Primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing we and piercing deep the minds within. We, the surface broad surveying, we, the virgin soil upheaving, pioneers, oh pioneers. What is this? Brett looks a little pained, but Bloom continues. What do you think of that poem? What do you think that poem means, kids? Yes. Does it mean that we should sit here in our colony politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No, he exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Vertona by the balls and make it respect us. He points at you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm making all eligible fighters to join the squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Vance and Amenity lead the cheering that erupts. Lumerette leave the music spinning back up again, but only a few die-hard party goers still want to dance. Everyone else has broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are excited, cautiously optimistic, scared, angry. Try not to think about it. I'm angry. I'm with these guys. While I understand the need to protect the colony and to defend ourselves, and maybe even to explore, a war on the planet is not exactly the answer. This is bull, Calix claims, causing a few heads to turn. They're not even going to try to figure out why the animals are attacking us. They're just going to kill, kill, kill. He waves his arms over his head. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? Well, see, that's the thing. The stratospheric, yes, the stratospheric adults came here trying to be better than that. But not the Helios. This clearly agrees, though much more quietly. They don't even know what's out there, he mutters. They have no idea what they're up against. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to find your dad has stayed up to make sure you got home safe. He's never done that before. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you see his sad eyes, and you know that time is over. Okay. Next month. Let's check something out. Tangent's at 44. Tammy's at 54. This is at 55. Cal's at 52. That explains why those were the three that I got kissy faces. The kissy face responses for. Okay. Now I've got slide things for a bunch of people. Not Amonette. 35, 44, 39. Not Tammy, even though I got 54 with her. I'm unsure why some people had slide things and why some people don't. Anyways, Tammy's got something. Tammy beams when she sees you. Like there's nothing better in the world than the sight of your face. Oh, yeah, my birthday cake. Happy birthday, Badly, she exclaims. She comes in from her annual birthday hug, throwing her arms around you and giving you a great big squeeze. Here, I got you this. She steps back and reaches into one of the many deep pockets of her dress, producing a small paper box. I made you this, she laughs, opening to reveal a small snack-sized cake. You take a bite. The cake is light, flavorful, and drenched in sugar bug syrup. It's delicious. Thanks to the Helios hydroponics and the help of some native flora and fauna, Tammy's cooking ability has come a long way from dressing up a soy ration. Tammy watches you eat the cake with a look of delighted satisfaction. You can share it if you want, she hints, smiling sweetly if that would make you happy. Well, we're going to share it, but of course she's just kidding. Tammy laughs. I was just kidding. I made my own, silly bitty, she says, pulling out a second box. Let's eat them together. Okay, we're going to do more study in the xenobotany lab. You've been studying the sponge cake you found out in the Valley of Vertigo, in that oddly squeamish, trampoline-y ground. Okay, if we had done this, if we had gotten the Xeno lab early enough that we had been able to do this research before the colony starved itself to death, before Mom worked herself to death, we could have saved her. But hey, if we play through this again, we might just be able to save her without having to do any sort of research. It'll be a wormhole thing. You've been studying the sponge cake you found. As you suspected, it's a type of fungus. The analysis bench tells you it contains edible starches. Once dried and processed from maturing agent, acid spark snow would work nicely. It will make a wonderful flour. The challenge now is to cultivate it. It multiplies quickly, and you've seen how it stops anything else from growing near it. Plant it in a backfield. You plant the sponge cake in a special field, quarantined on the other side of the geoponics dome from the rest of the crops. By the end of the month, you can already tell that it's taken root and will start producing viable food soon. Hopefully, you can squeeze a harvest out of what you planted before dusk comes. Many of the earth crops grow through dust and need to be harvested before wet. This means the colony has more food available year round. It's going to be an incredible boom. Cultivating sponge cake. 2. +2 to cards with gems. Get to work. Okay. Card becomes a 4. So throw this up there. Throw this next to it. Put this there because it becomes a 4. But we don't have anything that's got higher value. Where did it get a +3 from? Tammy's homemade gift, because it's got a geom. +2 from the Bush Bowl dance. Oh, +2 to strength cards next to it. Okay. And then 7. She comes 9. Super Gold, 45. Only 2 stars. +5 to biology, +2 to organizing. I guess if I want to increase my relationship with Tang, I should be giving Tang gifts. I owe almost everything I am to Chief Engineer Instance, Tang says. She sees me for who I really am. Tang runs her fingertips over her jaw. Without her, I would probably be as sad and as isolated as my brother, or as broken as my mother was. I owe her my life. I would do anything she asks of me. Here, I have something for you. I got a bunch of these. Got one friendship for that. She doesn't particularly like that, but Tang shrugs. You should probably just keep it. I don't even know what I'd do with that. When you insist that she keep it, she shrugs again. Sure, maybe I'll find a use for it. Yellow flowers and medicinal roots so far. More research. Back in the lab, you have all the right equipment to properly examine the radioactive plant you found. Maybe you can find a way to protect yourself from them so you don't need to drag a radiation-proof virus suit with you every time you go to that part of the planet. Radiation poisoning isn't the killer it used to be on Earth. With med beds, you can flush out deadly doses of radiation in a few hours. It can still make you really sick, though. And high enough doses could kill you before you're even able to reach a med bed. How confident are you that you know how to protect yourself? Super confident, no problem. I think I'll be okay. Not at all, actually. Super confident, no problem. Yeah, you're totally got a handle on this. You're an engineering wunderkind. You take all the correct precautions. By the way, if you don't know what that word means, it's Superman. No, wait, Superman is Ubermensch. Engineering, I guess, genius. You take all the correct precautions. You clear the area of anything that might be contaminated. You wear a radiation-proof hazmat. You regularly check the radiation levels of the lab, and you have congruents on standby to call for help if you need it. everything goes smoothly. You discover that the radioactive part of the plant is confined to the carpel of the flower, its reproductive organs, and that the petals act as a radioactive shield to protect the rest of the plant. If you press the center of the flower, the petals close and block the radiation enough that a person can pass by without feeling sick. Neat! You should be able to use this to protect yourself next time you encounter this plant in the wild. That would have helped when we were trying to get under the pyramid. Researching xenobiology. 2 mental blue cards. 1 slot will turn cards mental blue. I guess 4, 4, and this 4 can be there because it's changeable. Actually, change this 4 for this 4. And it becomes a 5. Actually, how did I get? Okay, this goes here. This goes here. If I put this here, then this here. Oh. I think I actually meant to do this. Okay, that's better. I can change that yellow into a blue. That would make it a 6. I have no mush logs. Alright. Make that a 6. Make that a 7? Oh, because I made it blue, that gave it a +1. +1 for having a geom, and then +1 from card. Okay, that wins. It's messy. Oh, I guess I should go around and look. See if anything's up with anybody. I should probably also do one guard duty. Combat and bravery. Just because I probably should. You show up for orientation to guard duty. Vince and Eminent are here as well, listening intently to Security Chief Rhett as he teaches you the specifics of the colony's defenses. There's the walls, of course, and the lookout towers, and the robotic turrets. There are obviously weaknesses like the gates, and less obvious ones like the pipe that divert runoff water from the colony. And there are high priority targets like engineering and geoponics. You're surprised to learn that the living quarters are considered low priority. Duh, Vince mutters. During an attack, everyone's supposed to be defending the colony, not hiding under their beds. What about the children? It's a lot of learn quick, and Rhett doesn't let you make mistakes. He drills you and drills you, first on your knowledge of the colony, then on the actual drills. Physical fitness and reflexes, loading and firing a plas rifle, securing a dangerous situation, and combat tactics both as a group and solo. If the lookout on the wall see anything, you'll be the ones to shoot it, he says. If the lookouts on the wall see anything, you'll be the ones to shoot it, he says, as you struggle with reloading the cartridge in your plas rifle. There might not be time to wait for backup. You have to be able to make the action on the right choice without hesitation. He looks you right in the eye. You're not the only guard while you're on duty, he says seriously. You are being charged with the defense of the colony itself. I expect you to be ready at all times to answer the call. Frustrated, you fumble the cartridge and it clatters to the ground. Rhett stops it under his foot. No slacking. Keep your mind and body sharp, ready for anything. We are at war, he continues, leaning close to drive his point home. He's been saying that a lot recently. He really believes everything Lum says about the outside world. Rhett leaves you to figure out how to reload your plasma rifle on your own. Vince has already finished, of course, but Aminette stops what she's doing to help you. There's a latch here, she says, flicking it with her thumb. If it's deployed, you can't click the cartridge in. Got it? You nod. It's easy when someone actually shows you how. Red's such a jerk. Chief's kind of intense. I'll make Rhett proud someday. Not sure I will or actually want to make Rhett proud at this point. Could say he's kind of intense. Chief's kind of intense. Vince scoffs. You deserve it. If you're just using this as an excuse to slack off. If him hurting your feelings is what it takes to make you colonists realize that defense isn't a hobby, I hope the chief chews you up and shits and poops you out the other end. Vince leaves in disgust. Emma shoots you a sorry look and follows him, shouldering her rifle as she goes. Get to work. 10 kudos total equals the goal. Ooh, I did not like this. No, I don't like this at all. Yes, let's redraw the hand. Sure, that's much better, but okay. Well, so +6 if the card next to it is a blue card, so that will +1 to gems. +1 for each gem on another card. +1 to challenges. +2 to gems. And that at least hits goal. Worked well this month. Alright. Just wanted to get one of those under my belt. We're going to go back to xenobotany. This is what I wanted. Your work often overlaps with Tang's work in the biochemistry and genetics lab, so it's not uncommon for her to pop by and ask questions about what you're working on, or for you to ask her to help interpreting some test results. She's uncharacteristically animated whenever she gets to talk about science, almost like she's a whole different person. She even laughs sometimes. Don't you think it's interesting how Vertoma species resist being classified by any known taxonomy? She asked, peering into the root network you've sandwiched between pieces of clear glass. She stands up. It feels like everything is a little bit fungal. She says, spores, fruiting bodies, mycelial networks, even in animals. Some animals here even photosynthesize, and some plants here can walk. Some animals photosynthesize. She nods excitedly. The division between plant, animal, and fungus is less strict than that. Less strict here than it was on Earth. At the cellular level, many animal species have properties of plants and vice versa. She launches into an explanation of how high energy bonds store energy and require a metal catalyst like iron in human body and chlorophyll in green earth plants, but how the different hues of Vertonian plants must mean they use an entirely different elemental catalyst, possibly not even a metal at all. It's a little advanced for you, but Tang is very excited about it. She stops and takes a breath, winded by her own monologue. Sounds badly if... I think that's supposed to be an S. Sounds badly. If Vertonian plants and animals share an elemental catalyst, and we find out what it is, we could learn so much about this planet. Help advance her theory. Not along enthusiastically, show her a beautiful flower instead. Brush her off. Well, as much as I would like to to show her a beautiful flower instead, I think we should advance her theory. And that gave us 2 friendship as well. You show Tangent what you've been working on. All the samples and simulations, the results of the scans and experiments. Incredible, Tangent says, going over your notes. We've been attempting to map the genome of various samples in order to construct a photogenic tree. But we're at capacity already. Can I take this? Of course. So, +1 to help Tangent. 5 kudos. Tangent smiles. Thank you, Badly. This is more helpful than I can say. Chief Engineer Instance forwards you some kudos for sharing your research. Researching xenobotany. I need a 37. This is better. Well, let's do the Temna group. And multitasking. Do this, this, and this. 41. Take out this and put this in. 41. Interesting. Okay. 1 star. 4 biology and 2 organizing. +15 kudos, 8 stress, +1 cow. Late pollen. I do actually want to give another present to Tangent. And we haven't really looked around to see if anything respawned during this. Oh, there's one else here, a Xeno egg. Well, since we had a Xeno egg, and there's another mushwood. Might not have used the mushwood if I knew that it had been my last one. Okay. Have you seen my delinquent brother? Tang asked, already agitated. He was supposed to appear for his vaccination before leaving on expeditions again. Dr. Instance messaged me like I'm his keeper or some such nonsense. She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. I am done minding him. If he wants to cough up flower petals for 3 weeks, or whatever else you mind is out there just waiting to infect us, he's welcome to muck around and find out. I have something for you. Give me a flower. +2 friendship with Tangent. I suppose this might be of scientific interest. Tank says, analyzing the flower. She pulls the petals off and looks at it. Yes, I have. Yes, I'll have to take a look at this under a microscope. Hope you find it useful. You're more beautiful than any flower. You're more beautiful than any flower, she grimaces. Please don't say that. She turns and walks away, then remembers herself. Thank you for the flower, she adds formally. Alright. Do more xenobotany. Your parents and other colonists who were born on Earth don't really expect to find identifiable mushrooms, plants, and animals on Fortuna. They were expecting something a little more alien, crystal or light-based organisms, for example, relying on entirely different chemical processes than the carbon-based life forms of Earth. Not like anyone's complaining, though. A breathable atmosphere is pretty great. Fortunately, I think that is going to be the highest. 3, 4, 4, and 11 for the win. Plus 3 bonus pairs. That's why these are 4. I can change those for 6. And even more because I got that. No. Actually, no. I guess it doesn't really change it. Alright. Yeah, 1 star. Biology, kudos, organizing. Cow. Early dust. Well, I didn't actually mean to click on Mars, but Mars is watching a holovids, propping her head up with her hand. Newton's bloody apple, she curses. We have got to stop producing. We have got to start producing our own entertainment soon, or I'm going to literally go mad. Okay. One more research in xenobotany. Surveyor Tolan found bleep grass shortly after the colony landed on Fortuna. This is the other one that I was looking for. The waxy, violent grass grows almost everywhere near the colony, and when you steep its roots, you get a deep purple tea. It tastes horrible, grassy and bitter, but it's a stimulant and mildly hallucinogenic, so adults think it's great. They've been drinking it for years, with no ill effects except for an overwhelmingly urge to stick your tongue out and say blah when you taste it. You've been trying to cultivate new variants that don't taste as awful or have more potent stimulant or hallucinogenic properties. Maybe you'll even find some entirely new medicinal use. you're ready to test the new strain. Tangent would probably appreciate a better stimulant, and Cal would appreciate a nicer trip. Who will be your test subject? Tangent, Cal, try it on yourself. A potent brew. Testing on humans. Neighbors become brain cards. +6. 4, but +2 to gems. Other cards. Tangent. +2 friendship with Tangent. 1 help to Tangent. And of course, got the memory testing on humans. You bring Tangent a cup of freshly brewed Bleak Tea 2.0 and ask her to give it a try. She swallows it down, no problem. She pounds back cups of Bleak Tea all day. It's not like she needs the assistance to stay awake, but she says the stimulants help her focus. After a while, you ask her to report on how she feels. I got an extraordinary amount of work done, she says, blinking rapidly. But I feel, the voice, like my own internal voice, feels much stronger, like as if it were another person entirely, sitting here beside me. She tilts her head to the side. Yes, I know, she says, thin air. I will tell him about the tremors, thank you. Her eyes refocus as she looks at you again. I am also experiencing a higher than acceptable amount of muscle spasms, she says. I suggest crossbreeding the bleak grass with something that will act as an anticonvulsant. Looks like this strain was a little too strong. Tang shakes her head. No, she exclaims. No, it's perfect. Don't destroy the strain. You should give the rest to me. Yes. Sure, have the last of it. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off. Yeah, hearing voices all day is definitely not a trait you were trying to cultivate. You insist on destroying the rest of the batch, but promise she can test the next one. +1 to all mental flushes. That's good, and I get to use my new card. So there we go. There might have been another way to do that, but that's we get the win. That's good. Okay. I am not going to get drawn into a long Vertumna scene, so we're going to call this here. We'll do Vertumna next week. Or Veterinaria. Thank you for joining me for Nathan Plays Badly and Nathan Streams Badly. I was a teenage Exocolonist. I stream on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8:30. And then the vlogs go up a week later on YouTube on YouTube. And I also stream from 9:30 to whenever on Fridays. And then the vlogs go up a week later on Saturday. Okay. Let me do that again. Tuesday's streams go up a week later on Wednesday on YouTube. And Friday from 9 to whenever go up on YouTube on Saturday. Also check out my YouTube playthrough of Stardew Valley 1.6, which goes up on the channel on Monday. If you want to get in touch with me on social media, my ex is at Nathanplaysbadly and Nathanplaysbadly on Facebook, YouTube, here on Twitch, and on Discord. We also have a Discord server. If you want to get on that, that's where I send information to the community. For the most part, if there's going to be a delay, if there's going to be a cancellation, even when I'm starting the stream, I put that up on there. If you want to get on that, send me a friend request, and I will send you an invitation for that. Thank you, and goodbye. Hey, it's Nathanplaysbadly here. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you didn't like this video and you want to leave a constructive comment about what you think might make this video better, I'd also appreciate that. Also, you might see my picture down here. Click on that and subscribe. That would be great too. Thank you, and goodbye.